All right, y'all. You know what time it is as I get set up, and I'm in very comfy clothes today. I've got Otis right here. You can't see him. Probably gonna have to move him, actually. Escorting la kitty. There you go, mister. You know, it's time for a sit-down chat. I feel like most YouTubers would get like ready, but sometimes I just feel like the best chats are when we're just comfortable sitting here chatting like friends, you know? And that's exactly what this feels like. And I wish you could see him right now. He's literally in a bucket. You could see his head, can't you? And this is something, the topic that we're doing today is something that I have been wanting to talk about a lot, and it's really been on my mind, which is true recovery possible? You may have heard about this whole idea of being recovered versus constantly being in recovery. And I want to give my 2 cents on this today. Also give you an update, since I don't feel like I ever really did this fully on my YouTube channel, of where I'm at in recovery and what that looks like for me, being someone that has struggled with an ED myself for many, many years. So I want to start off, first of all, with this whole concept. So if you're not familiar with it, recovery in itself is the whole action of going from struggling with your relationship with food, exercise, body image, or having an ED to trying to achieve a healthier relationship with food, body image, exercise, etc. And so when you reach recovered, oh my God, this cat is so cute. When you reach the space of being recovered, what that means is that you no longer deal with the thoughts and the actions of struggling with an ED, struggling with your relationship with food, body image, etc. How many times can I say food, body image, exercise, etc. to start off this video? And so the debate comes from that some people don't believe that you ever reach a point in your relationship with food where you no longer have these thoughts, where you no longer struggle, where you can actually feel like you are similar to other people that truly don't have to stress about these things. And people have a hard time with that because of the fact that they think most of the time people still have these thoughts that come up. So I wanted to give my 2 cents on this because personally, as someone that struggled with an ED and took many years where I was in recovery, true recovery, where I still did often struggle with thoughts and struggle with actions around food and exercise, I do feel like being fully recovered is possible. And that's where I feel like I've been for a little while now, or not a little while, for a while now. I don't know the specific timeline that would be, close to a couple of years. And so I think that it's important that I share this today, and why I've had it on my mind a lot is because if there's no feeling that you can truly recover fully, then it doesn't really feel very motivating sometimes to go on the journey. Do you know what I'm saying? This idea that we constantly have to have thoughts about all of these things that plague us during our ED or during our struggles forever doesn't make you want to start on this journey at all, because recovery is freaking hard. Like, it's mentally tough, it's physically tough, it's emotionally tough. But when you have this golden light at the end of it, I don't know why the light is golden. When you have a light at the end of the tunnel that makes you feel motivated, that is that true full recovery and being recovered, it feels so much more worth it. Now I see the other side of this where people think, oh, well, hello, Mr. Otis. Where people think that it can feel unrealistic or it can feel unattainable to have to reach full recovery. But I think to that, you could just think about the fact that it still is motivating to take step forwards, but just because you may feel that way, that you can't fully recover, do you really want to sell to other people that they cannot? Do you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to just give my 2 cents on that, and I would love to hear your 2 cents down below. I think I've said 2 cents 5 times now. This is becoming like one of those drinking games where it's like, if you took a shot every time I said certain words, you would be like wasted right now, so I'm sorry about that. This is one of those impromptu videos that I think of and then I just have to kind of like pour my heart out on. But I would love to hear what you think about this down below and your thoughts on it. But overall, I just hope that you never allow someone, a practitioner, a person that you do or do not know super well, someone on Instagram, your parents, a counselor, to tell you that you can't reach true full recovery, because I promise you can. And as someone that has been in ED to where I am now, I no longer ever find myself restricting my food or obsessing about eating healthy or forcing myself to exercise when I know I don't want to, or changing the way I eat or what I wear, or how I, why can I not think what I was going to say? Exercise, eat, wear, are those the 3? When I'm not feeling good about my body. And that is the best freaking feeling I think ever had in my life, honestly, because after struggling with it for so long, being free of that is indescribably wonderful. Now, I don't want to act like I am perfect, quote unquote. There's no such thing as perfect, of course we know that, but I still struggle with thoughts about the things that partially led me to my ED. Now let me explain this. I still deal with perfectionism, which was a huge piece of my ED because I struggled with orthorexia, obsession with eating healthy, and I felt like I had to eat this certain way in order to eat perfectly, in order to be perfect. So there are still many times where I have thoughts come up about perfectionism. Well, excuse you, Milo. You're really getting a whole show today with the animals in me. And so it's important to remember that just because I struggle with this thought of perfectionism, that does not mean that that thought is coming from my ED, right? That is the basis of my ED, not my full ED. The same thing could go for body image. Every person, whether they've struggled with food or exercise or had an ED or not, has insecurities from time to time about their body. The difference is what you do with them. So do you have an insecurity and then you change how you're doing everything, or do you have an insecurity and you take that as an insecurity and you're able to accept your body and work through it? So those are really big differences that I would pinpoint that I think lead to this misconception that full recovery is not possible. And when you think about healing from wherever you're at with food and exercise, stop looking at me, I'm trying to focus. I just want to remind you that it is so freaking worth it. And if you are sitting here listening to this video thinking that you are the exception, I just want you to know that I thought I was the exception too. I thought I was a person that would be having those thoughts forever. I remember telling it to people over and over and over again that I would never really get better, that I would always deal with these things. And it was a lie. It was a lie that I told myself. Because when you actually fully go into this and you give it time and you give it space and you have support, magic things can happen. Because you're not the exception. You are exceptional. You are unique. But people understand you. People understand what you're going through. You are not alone. And that is why we have support and we have help. And why I'm making this video right now as a reminder. Hopefully it showed up on your, what is the word? Your home page. I was thinking explore page or for you page. I'm like, TikTok and Instagram are infiltrating my mind. Or it showed up in your subscriptions to remind you of that today. And if you need support, shameless plug, I do have a group coaching program that helps you to do all the things that we mentioned today, achieve a healthier relationship with food and exercise and body image. And I also have one-on-one coaching And I will link both of those things down below if you would like to apply, and I will reach out to you with more information. But even if this is the only thing that you can afford, or this is the only thing that you have energy or time to do, although I do think it's worth pushing your time and energy regardless. That's an old point. I just appreciate you for being here, and I hope that you took in some of this message. I hope that it resonated. I hope that it reminds you that you freaking deserve to recover. You deserve to feel good, and that full recovery is 1000% possible. I love you so much. I actually kept this video short. If you are an OG to my channel, you know that I freaking struggle with that so much. I love to chat and chat and chat. And so I'm glad that you were here for that as well. And if you want to see more videos from me about recovery, about being a dietitian, did I mention that I'm a dietitian? I didn't mention that. I should have mentioned that in my plug. I am a dietitian that has helped dozens, actually no, hundreds, after this last group finished, of women achieve that healthy relationship with food that they really want. Back to what we were saying, videos about dietitians and what I do in a day, intuitive eating, real life stuff, all the things, okay? So if you want to stick around for that, hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I will see you back here very soon, because I post every single freaking week.